How acceptable do you think it is to talk about money, such as savings and salaries, at work in day-to-day conversations with your co-workers?
We asked 2,000 adults aged 16 to 75, and opinions varied by age and by gender. Two-thirds of young men think it's acceptable to talk about money at work, making them the most likely group to feel this way, and slightly ahead of men of other age groups.
But the biggest disparity is between younger and older women, with 56% of young women thinking it's acceptable to talk about in the workplace versus around 37% of older women. We're going to go around the office and see why people think this is.
Yes, so I think looking at this positively, younger generations have entered the workforce at a time where there's been so much more conversation around gender pay gaps and pay transparency, especially amongst minority groups. So I think that's already opened up the conversation amongst younger employees entering the workforce now, whereas this wasn't the case for older generations.
I think there's a bit more of a prevalence of side hustles amongst younger people nowadays, and they're the people that are more likely to engage with it. So they're not as shy when it comes to talking about things like that at work.
So I think for the younger generations, it is more acceptable to talk about pay in the workforce, especially with being part of generational rent, not being able to get on the housing market, not able to have children. It feels quite like an arms race in terms of trying to get ahead compared to your colleagues and your competitors. And I think for that older generation, it was easy for them to get a job, a well-paying job, etc., on the housing market. So maybe there wasn't that much competition compared to what they got paid versus what they should get paid.